Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Pete. You're watching PJ Cooper the Model Builder, and we've got another build to do. This Star Trek USS Enterprise NCC 1701D to be precise. I've got magazine number 18 here, and yeah, as you can see right here, I've prepared that panel already. I've prepared that panel. This I have prepared as well, and what I've already done, because we've done that before, and it is, it's not superb to show, is I put that part in with those. We did that in the previous stage as well, and you can have a look back at how that works. It's just exactly a copy of that side, so I'm not going to put it on screen. I've prepared it and it's done. As you can see, the saucer is at the ready as well. We're going to put those two panels on, and furthermore we're not putting anything on the yeah, we are, and two more panels we are going to put in. So we just get straight into it and I'll show you the magazine. We've got magazine number 67, 68, 69 and 70 to build, and as you can see it shows you where that panel is. So this is what I've done. As you can see, 1 BP in there, right there, and nothing else. And then those, we've done in a previous stage, and this is the panel I've put together to do that. So what I just showed you is that panel. That, let me just get that loose. So this is the panel we made. We put one BP in there, and that's it. And the other ones we're not putting in yet because we're putting those lights in. And this is more or less how it's going to be put onto the skeletal structure. That's the word I was looking for. So that one I've already done, as I just showed you. We're going to put the lights in, put the panels in together, as you can see. Then that is what we have. We have one part at the moment, as you can see right there. That panel I have already done with that ending, which is this one, as you can see, with that frame on there already. So these are DMs and these are AMs. They are neatly in there. This one we're going to do to screw down, and I've got this little tiny thing to put it in. Don't know if you can see that to put it in. And as I showed you before, that panel has been, let's see, this panel has been put in. That's this part here. As you can see, two DPs on this side, then putting those little things over it to put them away. This one is not in neatly, but I'll do something about that later on. Then in 96 we're going to put that together. These are in loosely at the moment. I've not glued them in, so I've got something to do in that stage. Because straight after that, 70, which is this one, which again I've completely done. DPs, DMs, sorry, and AMs again, and we're putting that to the side. Then we're putting that on the frame on these sides here, and we're taking that frame out and putting a little something there, and we've got those in here, right there. And then it's a reunion, Klingon reunion. I always like these pictures because you know, I like to put them in, but these drawings, but I cannot put them in because, you know, you can't scan this part. I can scan those, but there's not a whole lot happening. Lovely drawing. The final mission. The Laws and Data's Day. Data's Day, sorry. Even more, they're going on. This is a magazine with the wounded, and there's got a lot of here. And then that's that of that magazine. Let's get straight into the build and start. As I said already, these have been done. Step A have been done, and we're going to step B now, and that means we need the skeletal structure. On what side we're working? We're working on this side. And we're going to get one of these two out because the color code is exactly the same as you can see there. So that doesn't work. And we're putting them into, I thought I had this panel in wrong, but we're putting the wires into the middle panel of the 3. So let's see, the first one, we're coming out in, they want us to come out in this one. Do you know what? I'm going to put it in first and then. So that's in that panel, and the second one is into the top. So we've got those two in the middle panel, and now we're going to thread them through. Into this panel, and this one is coming into, let's see. They want them to come out in 2 different parts. But as always, we'll check that in a moment and see whether or not that is very handy or not handy at all. Because they want the other one to come out right there. So we've got one coming out in this area and one coming out in the area with that little light. So we've got one in this area, one in this one with that little bow there and that light. That's the yellow, and one in that one. And now we're going to start with this one, and they're wanting us to put those 2 lights in to those 2 which we have not screwed in with those DPs, like so. Yeah, and that one is going into there, and these are, yeah, okay. That is one in, and then we need to get that second one in as well. I think they're in properly. If you can see those, I don't know if you can see that, there's a little piece of plastic in between the cables. That's what you want to see, because then you know the cables cannot get out, and they will stay in that way. Now let's see, we are going at 90 degrees, those lights, then we're going to push those in, but before we do that we need to get that one in. And then we put that one on top of it before we put it in. It's in neatly, and that one is not being used, that is staying loose. Yep, I'm happy with that. And we are going to put, let's see, yes, as well, I don't know if you see that from this camera, there are 2 pegs that need to go into holes, and I just pushed them in. You heard me. There you go, that pushes in neatly. Then we are going to put 3 FMs in, 1, 2, 3. There you go, that's in there as well, neatly done. Let's turn on the lights for a second, because these are supposed to be lighting up. There you go, nicely lighting up here and there, and these are nicely lighting up as well. That could be closer together, but I can push it together, but now it's screwed in, I cannot. So we're turning this off before we drain the batteries. And that is the first stage, 67 done. And that is putting that panel in. And I do see a little hazard there, those 2 lights. And we're going to put this one in right here. So we need to make sure that that edge is underneath that the panel that is there. And we're going to put a screw in this one and in that one. And they are the FMs. Okay, that one is in. And then we're going to put that little panel in there as well. And it's a push. That will fall out. That's in too easy. Then we check the lights again. Where's the switch? Right here. Everything's still working neatly. So we've got that panel in, and then we are getting to stage 98, and that is that panel that I showed you earlier that I've already done, which is that one. I put it in already, as you can see right there. In 96 we're going to do this panel nicely with the Enterprise logo on it, and that is what we have when we're done. So we're putting that aside, we're not using that, and we're bringing the saucer back in because we're going to put that same kind of panel in that we had earlier. That's in there properly. Then I push it up to the side as much as possible, and we put 2 FM in there. So we're putting that little panel in and making sure that the red side is underneath on the lower side, and that is that panel in as well. We're going to put this away because we're not using it, and I'm going to roll that way a bit because we're going to put something in 70, stage 70 or so. We're almost done. This was a pretty darn quick one. So we're taking that panel and we're putting 2 little things in there. So we've got these 2 little things. We're putting them over like so. And if you look on the other side, we've got these little black holes. Don't know why they put that in. They could have closed it off by themselves. And we are going to put 2 CPs in there. Okay, 2 of them in, 2 CP screws in there, and that's that stage done. And this is the pack done as well. Well, that was that build done, and I'm quite happy with it. As you can see, the parts are in neatly. This was a very short start. We've got this one in, and they'll probably fit in there like so in some way. Then we put the second side panel in on this side because we had done that already. And if I take that one in, you can see on the side camera here. I'll put that up. We put that panel in, that panel in, and that panel in. And with that, as you can see, all the lights are in pretty darn nice. Yes, and that's all there is to do in this stage. So with all my preparing, this way it's a pretty darn quick build to do. And you know, make sure that you or look at everything you need to do. Look at it thoroughly and have a good look at the assembly guide, and it shouldn't be a big problem. And what I usually have with those panels when they're not fitting, I just fiddle a bit with the other panels, and at a certain point I get everything in the right position. I have not had panels that are not putting in properly and are leaking like crazy or so, or not shifting up to each other. There are a few gaps, but none that are leaking lights. And you know, it's hard to put it together that it's really close together. And if it would be, we would probably not pay the price that we're paying now, but a hefty amount more if it would be fitting so incredibly neatly as the real thing. But with that, I want to say thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for sticking out all the way to the end. And To my subscribers, thank you very much as well. Please like, subscribe, and pass it in, and I do hope to see you next time on any of my other builds. See you next time. Thank you very much, and bye-bye.